All praises and glory goes to our mighty power, Yahweh. Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Citations unto the elect men continually feeding the sheep of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Sincerity and truth with this great gospel. Right? This great gospel strictly for who? The children of Israel. The children of Israel. Right? Salvation is for who? The children of Israel. The Lord came back. The Lord sent his son to die for who? The children of Israel. Right? And this present kingdom that we're living in is about to be translated to who? The children of Israel. That's the next kingdom. The kingdom of heaven. Ran by who? Yahushai. Right? Yahushai. And we're seeing what? The transition. We're seeing the transition. We're seeing the changes. We're seeing the hedge, the protection being removed from who? Esau, Edom. Right? We're seeing Babylon the Great lose its power, lose its might, lose its authority, lose its respect around the world from the other nations. They no longer respect Babylon the Great, especially with DJT in office. Right? And now you got what? A division and a separation here in Babylon itself. Right? Matter of fact, let's get the scriptures. I'm reading the book of Matthew 24 and 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be." Right? We're in a time of troubles. Right? Uncomfortable situations, bad times, evil days. Right? It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be." Right? So this is the last great tribulation we'll ever see. Right? It says, "And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved." Except those days should be shortened. Right? And you just had the scientists say, time is speeding up. Time is speeding up. So we're definitely in the time of what the tribulations, because time is speeding up according to what the scientists. And according to the scriptures, the Lord said, except those days be shortened. Right? It says, "And except those days be shortened, except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." Right?
You and your family wake up to an emergency broadcast.
The United States is now in a state of emergency.
Riots erupt, statues are torn down, and the government collapses under the weight of escalating violence. Food shortages and rampant looting lead to widespread panic. Clashes between armed forces break out across the country. Would America ever be able to recover from this kind of devastation? What would happen to the government? And how could you survive the chaos? Well, ever be able to recover from this kind of devastation? What would happen to the government? And how could you survive the chaos?
I'm going to go to the book of Luke 21 and 36. Right? Because all hell is about to break loose in Babylon the Great. Right? That America's like a woman that hasn't been touched yet, right? That civil war against the North and the South, that really wasn't a true conflict compared to what the Lord's about to bring to this place, right? What the Lord's about to bring to this place. I'm reading Luke 21 and 36. It says, "Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man." Right? We're about to go through a collapsed currency, a time what we got armored vehicles just running through the streets, especially here in Chicago. They ain't playing. got Jake in Chicago talking about, man, the niggas got switches. Switches, oh my goodness. Right, and one thing you gotta realize, we're dealing with these gangbangers and these criminals. Education level ain't too high. Right there. All they know is drug dealing, getting high, and killing. High fructose drinks, right? What else? Video games. What else? Adultery. Right? Their minds is not. They don't know about the fucking military. Right? Some of them niggas ain't never left a block, ain't never left a hood. The only thing they done seen is them little Glocks, right? And them ARs and the different type of guns Esau done dropped in their neighborhoods. You know what kind of shit this fucking cracker's working with? Right? This cracker, Esau Edom got weapons of fucking mass destruction. Right? And then guess what? A lot of you so-called Jakes, innocent Jakes, right? We're going to say innocent Jakes, and just in those communities who have nothing to do with gangbanging, you just living in the community trying to be it. Guess what? You're going to get caught up when Trump come fuck them niggas up. All they know is, man, that's a nigger. That's a ninja. That's a ninja, right? It says, Psalms 37:12, the wicked plotted against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. Right? In the past 2-3 years, you done seen how many Edomites done just went on mass killings. Edomites who done slaughtered their own families, murder suicides. How many times TJT talk about anything about that? Not one time. How many times did the other politicians bring this up? Not one time. But you know what they keep talking about? That black violence. That gang violence. What was the white boy who just got a bullet in his neck? What was the last thing he talked? Gang violence. And boom, and next thing you know, the Lord sent his ass to the afterlife, my nigga. Right? We in a time of what? Judgment. It says Psalms 37:12, the wicked plotted against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. Right? The wicked on 10 right now.
Us to put as much pressure on these people as possible. Dana nailed it. This is unacceptable and has to stop. And it has to stop now. And everybody's accountable. And we're watching what they're saying on television and who's saying what. The politicians and the media. This is unacceptable and has to stop. And it has to stop now. And everybody's accountable. And we're watching what they're saying on television and who's saying what. The politicians, the media, and all these rats out there. This can never happen again. It ends now. Greg's right again. This is a turning point, and we know which direction we're going.
You motherfuckers want a war? You fucking got it now, motherfuckers. He's a buddy of mine just called me, talking to me. He had 2 words for me. Say when. We're ready. Fuckers. He's a buddy of mine just called me, talking to me. He had 2 words for me. Say when. We're ready. People think this was a joke, huh? I can't say exactly what's about to happen, or the groups that are assembling. But this was the worst, or the groups that are assembling.
I'm going to go to the book of Luke 21:36. It says, watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Right? We're seeing these events escalating towards all fucking hell breaking loose in Babylon the Great. Right? Civil unrest. World War III. Right? What all hell breaking loose in a man's household, right? His own foes, him with his own household, as the scriptures say, right? One brother, what did the brother say? Let's get this right now.
It ain't no fixing none of this shit, bro. Like, it ain't no, the world is so unbalanced that there's no coming back from none of this shit. Like, there's no fixing the economy. There's no fixing the black community. There's no fixing global warming. There's no fixing these relationships and all this extra that's going on. Like, there's no fixing nothing. Like, there's no coming back from just let him control your life because, hey, ain't nothing good coming out of this. Cliche, but the only thing you can do now is just completely put all your trust in God and just let him control your life because, hey, ain't nothing good coming out of this shit no more, man.
We're going to event.
Cliche, but the only thing you can do now is just completely put all your trust in God and just let him control your life because, hey, ain't nothing good coming out of this shit no more.
I read the book of Proverbs 3 verse 5. It says, trust in Yahweh with all thine heart. Right? Your heart is your mind. Right? It says, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Right? Don't try to figure your own way to salvation. Right? Don't try to figure out your own way out of the situation. You humble yourself before the Lord. You get down on your knees and you pray and you beg the Lord for help. Really, that's all you can do. Right? That's all you can do. It reads, trust in the Lord with all, trust in Yahweh with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. It says, be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord Yahweh, and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel, and marrow to thy bones. And we need healing, right? It says the whole head is sick. Right? We're sick with what? The ways of this society, the ways of the heathens. We've been in captivity. Here we are, birthed in captivity, birthed in what? Sin, right? We're looking for what? Salvation. We're looking for deliverance. We're looking for new bodies. We're looking for the Lord to return and deliver us now. If you ain't looking for that, you're a fucking retard. Right? Most of the people in the world, they ain't got no hope. What else is there to look forward to when this whole system is dying?
Live now from Fox, and I did want to bring you this live image that we just have coming into our newsroom right here. We're working to get more information, but this is all related to the protests that are there in France over the government. And as you can see, folks are wearing helmets and masks. A lot of those are reporters, but there's also a lot of protesters and demonstrators that are out there right now trying to figure out what this is. It looks like it is a bar there. Can't quite see the name on the screen, but the minister's first day and were met with tear gas in Paris and elsewhere in France as there's heaping pressure on the president, Emmanuel Macron, and making the new prime minister's first day in office, some would say, a baptism of fire. The government's interior elsewhere in France as there's heaping pressure on the president, Emmanuel Macron, and making the new prime minister's first day in office, some would say, a baptism of fire. The government's interior ministry announcing 250 arrests in the first hours of what was a planned day of nationwide demonstrations against Macron, budget cuts, and other complaints there in general. The government...
I gotta get the book of Matthew 24 and 8. It says, all these are the beginnings of sorrows. Right? All these different situations just breaking out. Right, all this anger, all this division, all this separation, all this hate. Right, it says all these are the beginning of sorrows.
As riots continue to rage in Nepal, footage has emerged of its former Prime Minister and his wife being brutalized by protesters inside their own home. The home of five-time Prime Minister Sherbarda Dubha and his wife Arzu Rana Dubha was stormed by a mob who dragged them from the house and beat them. One clip shows the pair being hustled from the house by a gang, some wearing motorcycle helmets, after they bust in. Later, a badly bloodied Dubha is seen being pulled through another building with fear in his eyes. Soldiers' Avenged clip shows the pair being hustled from the house by a gang, some wearing motorcycle helmets, after they bust in. Later, a badly bloodied Dubha is seen being pulled through another building with fear in his eyes.
2 Ezra 15 and 16, for there shall be sedition among men, right? Uprisers, men going against the government, men going against their officials, men going against the system, right? It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, right? We just seen prime ministers get beat up. They showed another prime. If it's not him, I think they killed the nigga wife. They set the dude wife house. They set his house on fire, killed his wife. right? You just seen in France, they told that one prime minister, man, get the fuck out of here. That's why all hell breaking loose in France, right? They're tired of the system, right? From Nepal to France to Edomites getting clapped in America, political unrest, right? All hell about to fucking break loose, man. These crackers, they ready too.
Just Calvin talking to me. He had 2 words for me. Say when. We're ready. People think this was a joke, huh? I can't say exactly what's about to happen or the groups that are assembling. But this was the worst, or this is going to be exactly what you've been asking for. You done woke up the wrong crowd. And all I can say is you did it to yourself. That's all we can say. There's gonna be no running and hiding and all of that. You wanted this by doing what you did and woke up the wrong ones. They even posting. Come take a look. They're warning. They're already warning folks. It's not a joke no more. Stop fucking playing these games, because you're gonna get what you don't want. Stop fucking playing these games, because you're gonna get what you don't want.
I'm reading the book of Isaiah 19 verse 2. It reads, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Right, these Edomites finna start clapping other Edomite crackers too. Right, because they showed the person of interest, man. It looked like a so-called white man. It looked like a so-called white man who put that bullet through that white boy neck at that college campus in front of all them so-called white peoples. Right? And them Edomites can't take it, man. Them Edomites are in shock right now. They're losing their minds.
I'm so freaking. This is bullshit. I've never been so pissed in my whole life. This is murder, Charlie Kirk, right here in Utah. I'm so freaking pissed right now. This is bullshit. I just saw blood squirting out of his neck. I love that guy. He would have been our next president. And he's so pissed right now. We're pissed right now. This is bullshit. I just saw blood squirting out of his neck. I love that guy. He would have been our next president. And he's so pissed right now. Why do they always come with fucking violence? Gosh damn it. Use your freaking words as they're talking to you people. Who shotgun Charlie Kirk? I'm driving in a problem right now. I'm so pissed. Damn it.
Never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year. Worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
I'm going to finish with the book of Psalms 141 and 10. It says, let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I with all escape. And the only way to escape is through Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right? The name of the Lord is that strong tower, and the righteous run into it and are safe. Right? And are safe. I'm reading Psalms 141 and 10 again. It says, let the wicked fall into their own nets, while that I with all escape. Right? You got Esau promoting hate, promoting death, promoting violence. What happened? he became a product of his conversation. Right? He became a victim to what? Violence. Violence from other white men. Shalom.